Loneliness is painful, and when something is painful, we cope. We don't wake up one day and choose unhealthy patterns. We choose relief, relief from the silence, relief from the overthinking, relief from the ache of feeling unseen. But sometimes the very things we use to cope with loneliness quietly make it worse. Not because we are weak, but because we are trying to survive something that hurts. The first harmful coping pattern is over-isolating. When connection feels disappointing or exhausting, pulling away feels safer. You tell yourself you need space. You convince yourself you are better alone. And sometimes short breaks are healthy. But chronic withdrawal reinforces the brain's belief that connection is unsafe or unavailable. Research shows that prolonged social isolation increases hypervigilance and negative social expectations. The longer you stay away, the harder it feels to return. Isolation starts as protection. It can become a cage. The second pattern is digital substitution. Scrolling, refreshing, checking who viewed your story, waiting for notifications. Online interaction can offer small bursts of dopamine, the brain chemical linked to reward. Studies suggest that when people feel socially deprived, digital validation can temporarily ease the discomfort. But temporary relief is not the same as nourishment. You may spend hours connected to everyone and still whisper, "I feel lonely." The third pattern is overgiving. You become the supportive one, the reliable one, the one who checks in first. You pour into others because giving feels better than needing. And for a while it works. You feel useful, valued, needed. But when support is rarely returned, exhaustion replaces fulfillment. Emotional imbalance deepens loneliness rather than solving it. The fourth pattern is rushing intimacy. When you've been lonely for a long time, attention can feel intoxicating. You bond quickly. You trust quickly. You invest quickly. Research in social psychology shows that loneliness heightens sensitivity to social reward. Being chosen feels amplified. But moving too fast can blur boundaries. And when the connection collapses, the loneliness feels even sharper than before. The fifth pattern is numbing. Overworking. Overeating. Drinking more than usual. Constant distractions. Anything to avoid sitting alone with your thoughts. Numbing doesn't mean you don't care. It means the emotional weight feels heavy. But what we numb doesn't disappear. It waits. None of these coping mechanisms mean you are broken. They mean you were trying. Loneliness activates the same stress systems as physical threat. Your nervous system shifts into survival mode, and survival mode prioritizes immediate relief over long-term health. The problem is not that you coped. The problem is that you had to cope alone. Awareness changes the pattern. Not overnight, not perfectly, but gently. When you notice yourself withdrawing, you can pause. When you catch yourself over-scrolling, you can ask what you're really needing. When you overgive, you can experiment with receiving. Loneliness is not solved by punishing yourself for coping. It's softened by understanding why you did. You were trying to protect yourself from pain. Now you're allowed to learn safer ways to feel connected. Find your spark. Find your people.